Hi everyone, it's Rita. I'm an Akashic record reader and accessor. I've got my, I'll just do a quick plug. My readings are discounted right now to $175. And I had an amazing one this week with a European person. And I had a translator work with me who's amazing. So if you are not quite clear on the language of English, and you speak German or Swiss, then, or, you know, there's a European language that you speak, I may have a translator for you if you want to do a reading with me. But it was really powerful because they asked some questions about energy, and it went all the way back into like a past life in India as a priest and working with elixirs and intention and energy, because it's all about energy, right? Anyway, it was really great reading, and I dug into doing some more research around the it was called a drink called Soma, S-O-M-A, and they really are not quite sure what exactly was in Soma, which is very interesting as well. But anyway, what I wanted to mention to you all is that I have a little Patreon group, so I'm doing a couple of plugs for myself today. I have a little Patreon group. We meet twice a month. If you're not there, it's okay. I post stuff in the Patreon site. Most of it is for the Patreon members. It's only $8 a month. But I had a question from one of the members, and so I went into the Akash around trauma and ancestral trauma. And it was fascinating because they were like, I don't know, like I said something and they were like, this is in the Akash, right? I hear, you guys are such problem solvers. You always want to solve the problem. You want to jump right into solving it, you know? And their message around the trauma healing, ancestral, and all that sort of stuff, and DNA, is that where you put your intention expands. So, and there's a collective aspect of this as well. So, meaning that, you know, like if you say stuff or your family says, oh, you know, we've had this issue for, you know, centuries or decades or different lifetimes, you know, we were intuitive and, you know, because of our intuition, something bad happened, you know, that sort of thing. Well, then what happens is you are creating your reality. So be really present with what you're putting out there, because whatever you focus on will expand. And the guidance with this whole thing was to go into a really high energy space, really connected high vibe energy space, and own a different reality. You know, if your family's always been in poverty, you know, it might be a little harder to own that energy if you've never had wealth, but really go into the energy of feeling abundant and wealthy and seeing your family as a lineage of really happy, healthy, abundant people. And when you can hold that energy for at least 35 seconds to 2 minutes, 2 minutes was kind of long, but if you can hold that energy, you'll be really not only reversing stuff in your generation, but in past generations and future generations. And that's a lot of what healing does, is when you start healing yourself, it helps heal your family and lineage, but it also goes forward. And it's all energy, because it's all the DNA. And when you think about it, you know, scientists will tell you that your DNA shows past lifetimes, like your lineage, or however you want to describe that. Let's just say a lineage, you know. And I believe if they knew how to see future lineage, future lifetimes, that they would see that in your DNA. And I'm writing a book right now, actually with ChatGPT, that's incorporating some of the filming that we've done. I started a film called Revelation of You, which explores the energy field around the body. And we see changes with elements, and I've got over 250 photos, sort of like playing with like Dr. Emoto did with the water crystals. It's amazing. It's amazing to see how certain things really open up your field. We see instances where people are not well, and you see these black circles in their field because the energy is not flowing, and the colors that are around people have to do with, could be creativity, could be intuition. It's whatever is highest energy frequencies for them at that time. And you see how certain crystals interact with it. I'd like to work with a crystal sponsor, as well as I've been playing with some frequency products, doing before and after. So I'm looking for potential sponsors or co-production people. I would love to work with somebody like maybe Vishen or Peter Sage, or some people that are teaching how to do things in the quantum field to create your reality. Because I'd like to be able to play around with some of this with our camera and the film we have, and see what changes materialize. Just because I asked for an energetic hug from my deceased mom, and she and I had figured out, because I'm still connected to her, I talk to dead people. So we had figured out she could give me a hug energetically. And I did a before and after photo of asking for that and feeling it, and you see the outer layer of my skin light up. So it's cool, you see changes. I asked for guides to appear silently so no one else is influencing it except me and my guides, and you see these orbs show up in my field. People bring mementos, and we do stuff with other people, loved ones, and in the field, and just different, beautiful shares about how we love and impact each other with our energy. And the thing is, we're mostly energy. So one of the things with the film is to know that we don't cease to exist. And there's different ways to heal, because we're energy, to heal trauma, to release energy of grief. Grief is a very low vibrating kind of sticky energy. So it really doesn't allow you to connect well with people when they transition the body, because they're in such a high vibrating place. Animals vibrate in a high place, so a lot of times if you're not in a good place, your deceased loved one will come through like a hummingbird or a butterfly or whatever, just a dragonfly or bird, to make a connection with you. And you see that. In fact, I saw a thing on Instagram today where this guy was he was speaking. He was Asian, so he was speaking in his language. I didn't understand what he was saying, but the captions were, he wanted his grandmother to see his wedding, and she had died before his wedding. And he said, "Can you come to me as a butterfly?" I mean, I think when we start demanding our deceased loved ones to show up a certain way, they're always there. They're always there. So, but in that instance, he starts crying on stage because all of a sudden this little butterfly came by, and what may have happened is the butterfly may have came by, and he saw it come near him, and he started crying, and then he explained what he had asked, so anyway, but right now the energies are just you're creating so quickly now. Just be really present with where your thoughts and feeling states come in. And at night when you go to bed, get into a really good feeling place and feel what you want to be experiencing more of, and own it like it's already here. And try to own that for several minutes before you go to bed and in the morning, and ask your angels and guides and all the energies you're connected to at night. Go into this very big space of gratitude and appreciation, and just ask them to be there for you, to support you with what you want to create, if it's a health thing, whatever. And talk about it like you already have it. I am healthy, I am strong, I am powerful, I am confident. My body is perfect in every system, cell, and structure. This body is safe, sane, and sound. I have unprogrammed cells that pulse through my body with the original design, and they light up everything. They light up my entire body and around my body. And then I ask this energy to keep flowing and all my cells to emit light. So one of the things in the book I'm writing is talking a little bit about biophotons. This is a real thing. And in the interview I did with Dr. Bruce Lipton, he talked about biophotons. We are light beings. All right, much love to you all. Just remember, you're creating in the moment. Own it. It is done. It is done. It is done. And just focus on more and more of what you want to be creating and experiencing in your life. Much love to you all. Bye.